Hi everybody, my name is Nicolas. I'm actually part of a tech transfer tool, a set of 4 incubators and a cluster that is based in northern France, in Lille, that is called Yura Santé. So we are helping companies as well as public structures to find partners, develop themselves develop themselves on a R&D part and also on a commercial aspect of their activities. So inside this structure, I am the business manager of a business convention that is called NutrEvent and that is dedicated to innovation in the field of nutrition and health. Right now, there are 2 major trends in France, but I think also internationally that we can speak about. The first one is actually the science revolving around what we call the microbiome. That's actually very interesting because we start understanding how the human microbiome works and how nutrition can actually be a tool to keep your microbiome healthy and to prevent, for example, metabolic diseases. So that's actually something that is really growing in Europe, but I think very much in France as well. We've got great companies working on the subject, great research centers also that are leading studies on the subject. So that's actually a very exciting topic that we are us as well involved into. And the second trend that we can see also growing is actually regarding sustainability. I think this is something that is well known, but there are more and more startups that are actually developing solutions to value buy and co-products in the nutrition and food industry. And that's actually very exciting because the startups have the agility to lead projects and they are also seeking for fundings, partners, in order for them to go through an industrialization phase. So that's also something that will, I think, change some perspectives in the coming years. There are 3 innovations that I can mention, especially regarding sustainability and valorization of buy and co-products. But we've got some startups that are right now changing the landscape for example, in the egg production factories. So I can mention, for example, Circulegg, which is a startup that is separating the eggshell and the membrane and turn it into functional ingredients with some very interesting nutritional aspects, and that actually sell it to the food supplement industries, food supplement players, to the pet food industry, and that's actually very interesting how the eggshell, for example, before was a waste, and right now it starts becoming an ingredient for other industries. We've got also startups such as Vera Biotech, for example, that is doing the same thing but for the coffee industry, and that will be, for example, present on NutrEvent. And another one that I can mention that is Yesti, also a very promising French startup that is also valorizing yeast in the yeast industry, for example, collaborating with Le Safre and Roquette and other major players in the industry. And that actually turns the yeast waste into a valuable ingredient for the sport nutrition, for example, or for the pet food. So that's actually 3 innovations that you will find on NutrEvent, but they are very promising startups seeking for partners and fundings, and they will go through industrialization very soon, or they are on the way. So the main goal of NutrEvent is to foster public and private collaborations in the field of nutrition overall. So there, for example, you will find food players, food supplement entities. So it's basically a blend of startups, innovative SMEs, major companies, as well as public researchers and research centers that have something to bring on the table regarding, for example, the science around microbiome or the valorization of buy and co-products. And well, we bring together all those entities on the table, and the point is for major companies to startups that can help them, better understand how to manage their production, will actually be willing to collaborate with major companies as well as startups in order for them, to fund their activity and their research. And we've got also a lot of investors coming this year, so that's actually very promising. I think right now, anyway, ESG activities are also part of the marketing. It's very important for major players right now to have sustainability in their scope of development. How do they do that? I think one of the major aspects is collaborating with startups that actually, as I said, have the agility to provide solution and adapt better regarding the solution that they can provide. And so that's actually a very interesting way for major players to enhance their ESG activities through collaborations with other players. If I think of the two promising fields that are the science around microbiome and actually the sustainability and valorization of co-products, first of all, the science around microbiome right now is just science, but at some point it's going to turn into reliable, profitable solutions for players in the nutrition industry, for them to better sell, for them to better market their products, for them to display nutritional values that they weren't aware of before. So I think what's next for the industry that is interested into how the microbiome function is actually that there will be on the market very soon solutions that you can implement into your own nutritional products that will enhance your products, that will make it better. So right now this is science, but in 2 or 3 years it's going to be market solutions. And the second point regarding sustainability is that right now there are a lot of startups growing, offering solutions, but it's in a very early stage. So once the investors are going to be funding these startups, and once the key players are going to be also involved in this in the development of two startups, they're going to be not only startups, but they're going to be profitable SMEs that are going to bring a solution not only in one region or one country, but they're going to be able to display it overseas, and that's going to be a great part of what's coming next. Actually, NutrEvent is going to happen. It's going to be held in Rennes, Western France, on the 17th and 18th of October. And for all the information, you can find it actually on the website. You just type NutrEvent on the web, and you will find the website pretty easily. And you can basically check all the conferences that we are running. You can also check the startups that will be pitching this year, as well as the startups that have pitched last year. You can check also the exhibitors that are present this year, and otherwise you've got my contact details on the website. You can also find me on LinkedIn. If you need any further information, I will be very pleased to provide it.